Hi, good morning. Yesterday was quite an interesting day for the markets, Indian as well as global. The Nifty started with on a positive note, about 3 to 4 tenths of a percent higher, and then it crawled back the gains and was down by the same percent, and then by the end of the day, it closed just marginally positive. Uh, there were carnage among some of the mid-cap names like Orbit Corp, Opto Circuits, Wellspun Corp, and the major one was Core Education. The stock was down by almost two-thirds of its market value just yesterday itself. In a morning note, the company said that there was no hand in the pledged shares of the company in the fall yesterday. However, a 60% fall is just not attributable to just normal trading of the day. Other scripts like Vesper, Nopto, HDI, and DB Realty also part a lot of heavy losses towards the end of the day. But however, they closed negative. At a point of time, Opto Circuits was down by almost 18%. However, it closed the day by just 10% lower. Uh, Overnight, the US markets and the European markets had a stellar start. By the end of the Indian markets, European markets and indices were up by almost 3%, and the US markets also opened on a positive note, rising by about 8 tenths of a percent. However, the DAX and the stocks 60 indexes of Europe part maximum the majority of the gains, with the DAX just closing 8 tenths percentage higher, and S&P, which was at a point in time almost higher by 1%, closed almost 2% down in the green, reaching the level of 1500 and closing at a level that is lowest since November 2011. The main reasons are the political risk arising from the Italy elections. Parties that oppose economic reforms and austerity are said to, as of now, contain the majority of votes in the election. And there is also a risk that former Prime Minister, Mr. Silva Berlusconi, a man who is more known for his mischievous and notorious ways rather than governing a country, also held a majority in the votes. So the Italy yields rose, and fears about the European debt crisis has resurfaced as a result of this event. So markets today are going to probably track the US and European indexes, and also the Asian indexes like the Nikkei and the Hang Seng are down. So Indian markets are likely to open lower today. The main focus of today is the railway budget that is going to be presented this morning. However, we do not really see any influence of the railway budget on the markets as such. Stock specific information: KN India has commenced oil drilling in its Rajasthan's block about after a gap of almost 4 years. And Tata Steel's brokerage house CLSA has informed that Tata Steel is looking to sell some core assets in the steelmaker core asset to acquired in Europe. So that may probably be a positive for the stock because after the acquirement of Chorus, Tata Steel have been reporting heavy losses due to that acquisition. So that might be a positive to the stock. We expect market to be weak today. Thanks very much.